Well, good evening, YouTube. I'm so glad you could join me tonight for a live set on my keyboard. If you have any song requests, just let me know in the comment field. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I'm gonna get started on the keys here. It looks like everything is set to go, so I hope you're having a fantastic week. I'm gonna go ahead and get started here with this song of mine. It's been a while since I've played this one, so I hope you if you're just joining me right now, I hope you're ready to get lost in the music. Smell of your coffee, taste of red wine, sweetness of chocolate, and the warmth of your smile. I'll write a love story just the way I want to hear. Waking up in the morning with you in my head. Days at sunset with words so well said. Movies at sunrise, kisses I know. The next thing you know, you're drinking champagne on a honeymoon, yeah. First time I was over at your place, I felt the energy flowing in your piano space. So you let me walk in and I played a few notes. Somehow I just knew I wanted to stay with you, yeah. Waking up in the morning with you in my head. Days at sunset with words so well said. Movies at sunrise, kisses I know. The next thing you know, you got 3 Grammys in our dining room, yeah. Waking up in the morning with you in my head. Days at sunset with words so well said. Movies at sunrise, kisses I know. The next thing you know, got 3 Grammys in our dining room, yeah. And I hear shouting, honey, come here, got something for you. And I see that bump we passed up along the list to listen. I'm alone this one, but I just don't have enough time. You say we can make it work. To know you surprised me with him right the next night. Waking up in the morning with you in my head. Days at sunset with words so well said. Movies at sunrise, kisses I know. The next thing you know, got 3 Grammys in a dining room, yeah. Movies at sunrise. That's when movies at sunrise turn into real love, yeah. Movies at sunrise. Well, that was my song called Movies That Sunrise, and haven't played that tune in a while. I was very adventurous by picking that one as my first song of the set this evening. So, but some of you might have heard the song before. If you've been subscribed to this channel for a while, you probably have. And the only thing I gotta say about this song I just played, well, you kind of sometimes you might think that it's written about a couple of very fickle characters, you know. Who knows if they're morning people or if they're night people? You can't really tell. But, you know, the song does hint that the characters in the song are more of night people. So, move along to the next song here. You love me like I'm the chocolate on your ice cream. You love me so tender and sweet. You make me feel so free. show me, you give me, you're always with me, yeah. You love me so good. You love me better than anyone ever could. Oh, you love me just right. You love me so good. You love me so good. And that was my song called You Love Me So Good. And I'm gonna go ahead and get on to the next tune here. By the way, thank you all so much for enjoying my tunes. It's such a pleasure to have you join me tonight for this live stream on YouTube here. Certainly most of the time I try to project the vibes that are described in this next song here. And I hope everybody else does as well. But, you know, life is such a wonderful journey, and sometimes I do end up playing more sad songs than I want to. But here's another happy song. We're meant to encourage each other, lift up one another, even peace in harmony. We are all the same, yeah, we are all so different, and every soul is beautiful, yeah. Just feel your wings of love, feel the love, feel like also in each one of us. Spend the love we'll see, who you're meant to be, you're living your purpose brightly, yeah. Within the light, you can see things clearly, unless there's passion in your heart. Illusions fade away, and reality remains. You must stay true to you, yeah. So spin your wings of love, in the love, they lost within each one of us. Spend the love we'll see, who you're meant to be, you're living your purpose brightly, yeah. So radiate the light, radiate the light, radiate the light, yeah. But just one candle can ignite so many, and one smile can change the world. Opening their hearts to see the love and joy and freedom, happiness and understanding is all we need. So spin your wings of love, radiate the love that goes within each one of us. Spin the love we'll sing, who you're meant to be, you're living your purpose brightly, yeah. So radiate the light, radiate the light, radiate the light, radiate the light. one of those very positive songs I've written. And most importantly, the message is be true to you. And I know that most people are doing the best they can every single day to stay true to themselves. So cheers to you. I know you're doing the best you can. So here is the next song that comes to mind. I'll check on the song request here, maybe in a couple of tunes, and see if anybody wants to hear a tune that I, for some reason, haven't played yet. If I was your puzzle and I made you, so you'd solve it right away. But instead you just complicate it. You say you'd ultimate desire in your head. Can you be her heart? You don't think of me. All the mornings I do the night call. These times in a row, I've been a fool. No, I don't care. Always let it fire too. Stay away, no, I let you know that at any time we're not heal these wounds. Puzzle, puzzle, do you win? How must I feel this pain? Puzzle, puzzle, please lead me out of here up to the stars. Maybe you can touch me on evenings. I'm surrounded by novelty. Beautiful magical protections all around. No one's allowed to touch my heart. No one's allowed to touch my heart. Good and grateful, my heart's a puzzle. 'Cause no one can try to steal it. Nothing that is beautiful protection. Only I can decide. Anyone's worthy of my heart. They all try to lead you on, I know. They can always hold. Can always put you on my back home. And the sticks and million that I've got to me. Could I get broken out? There's a bright light on the stars within your dying. If you really love me, I'll try to throw sticks and stones my way. Instead you'll be paving my road with silver and gold. Puzzle, puzzle, what are you in? How must I feel this pain? Puzzle, puzzle, please lead me out of here up to the stars. Now break and touch me all evenings. I'm surrounded by novelty. Beautiful magical protections all around. No one's allowed to touch my heart. No one's allowed to touch my heart. No one's allowed to touch my heart. And that was my song called Puzzle. definitely one of those very much older tunes, more alternative, and also one of those songs that I really try to dissociate, sort of very much try to dissociate myself from when I play, and just I figured if I just focus on my accompaniment here for this song, that I don't have to go in my mind where originally that song was written in that place. Because if you know anything about psychology, actually relieving any kind of trauma, no matter how mild of an experience it might have been, no matter how maybe not, maybe it wasn't so bad, maybe it was just okay. We all deal differently, we all do definitely deal differently with certain type of things and experiences in our lives, and I think now more than ever I can see that even in your mind relieving even like the, maybe not such a bad experience is still quite, it still can be quite not so good for you. But I will move along from that song to a different song here. And here is one that's almost kind of bipolar to my song called Puzzle that I just played. So here we go. Completely contrasting moods here. Tell me what, I'm thinking of so hard to me. Tell me all the love and the day we met. I'll never forget when you walked up on stage, looked me straight in the eye, shook my hand and said, so nice to meet you. What are tunes? Can't believe I get to go on stage right after you. And ever since then we've been the best of friends. You always call me when I need you to. Shoot me a weekly email, I fly all the time. That's how we fly. Oh, 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 after a few years of friendship, have we turned to solo acts around the world, yeah. We didn't see each other much on their certain festivals and such. We got a few songs together in the last couple of years or so. Then we decided to stop it. Oh, and if I found our friendship to fit, I kinda love you. And ever since then, we've never been apart. Write and play music from our hearts, yeah. Now we think about getting German Shepherd pie and taking them on the road with us, yeah. Oh, oh, oh. That's our fairy tale story, except it's really real life. If you believe in real love, you can have it all if you just try. So that song is called Darling. You can find it streaming on my Patreon page. I think I just put up recently an updated version of this. So the one I just played, that version is just one that's happening in the moment right now. That was a version of Darling that you probably never heard before anywhere else. So thanks so much for supporting my YouTube channel. I am so glad you're out here on a Wednesday night. And I am probably going to stick around for at least another I'm thinking half an hour. I'll be playing tunes for you. So I'm gonna keep on rolling with this next one here. From town to town, right around every night. From club to club, I love the way it feels to go up on stage with you by my side. Exciting life we live now, yeah. Yeah, what an exciting life we live now, it's so good. I never thought I could imagine the way it feels to be so free. And the way you hold me in your arms now, it's like floating wings of our melodies, yeah. It's like floating wings of our melodies. Every night between our gigs, you're just in the next sleep. I can count you through everything. Rain or shine, you're by my side. You've proven it so many times. I've got an angel by my side, yeah. I never thought I could imagine the way it feels to be so free, yeah. And we all in your arms now. It's like floating wings of our melodies, yeah. It's like floating wings of our melodies, yeah. Few more concerts left to play, and then we'll be on our way. Making music in our studio at home, making music all that I thought. I never thought I could imagine the way it feels to be so free. And when you hold me in your arms now, it's like floating wings of our melodies, yeah. It's like floating wings of our melodies. It's like floating wings of our melodies, yeah. So that was Wings of Our Melodies, and perhaps I'd like to follow that with Written in the Stars. Seems like I figured those two of my songs always kind of flow together in some way for some reason. So at least that's how I feel about them. I didn't see any song requests last time I checked. If there are any, if you tuned in live, well, I am actually out here. You're more than welcome to make a song request. And for my subscribers, of course, you can make any comments you'd like if you feel like it. Or not, just enjoy the tunes. Here, so Written in the Stars. I hope I got some fans out there of this song. stars hand in hand, side by side. In the stars, 'cause your love never dies. In the stars, 'cause you are forevermore. Just like you said, there was a special time. In the stars, in the stars. She only happiness. Within the stars is the same. Now the choices that you make, you disagree, and that's okay. You were meant to be that way. You were born to make music with me. With the stars in hand, side by side. With the stars, 'cause your love never dies. With the stars, 'cause you are forevermore. Just like you said, on a special time. In the stars, in the stars, in the stars, hand in hand, side by side. In the stars, 'cause love wins all the time. In the stars, you and I. In the stars. The stars, the stars. So that was written in the stars. So this next song, lately, whenever I play it, makes me think of one of my watercolor paintings. It's just a hobby I picked up, I guess, during the last couple of years, and I decided that I actually kind of like putting up some of that stuff on my Patreon page. And occasionally I like to paint with watercolors. It took me, believe it or not, a few years to figure out I wanted to actually do that. So I'm finally doing it whenever I have free time to do it. So you could say, now none of the people who used to think that I'm obsessed with music, they cannot say that to me anymore. I'm still obsessed with music, you know, but they can't really say that anymore or claim that I am, because I have way too many hobbies. And you know what's funny? Our social conditioning. We need to change this, because it's like every time a girl says what I just said, automatically it's like, I know what some people are thinking, and it's wrong. It's not right. You know, we need to change that. You know, a woman can have as many hobbies as a guy, and let's move on, people. You know what I mean? It's the 21st century. Come on. So anyway, without any further ado, after I just said all that needed to be said here about hobbies and double standards of our society and the way we're social conditioned, I can now play this other happy song of mine here. rise. And all these people have told me, men like you don't exist. See how amazing you are right in front of their eyes. Never again will they advise anyone to settle for less. You be my prince and I'll be your queen. We'll be happy together, yeah. Forever, you be my prince and I'll be your queen. We'll be happy together, yeah. Forever, we'll be happy together, yeah. Forever. So never listen to the lies and jealousy. We profit of misery. 'Cause they can never see the sunshine that comes right after the rain. So never settle on the rainbows that could have brightened their way. And I'm still not found this route to you, yeah. You be my peace and I'll be your queen. We'll be happy together, yeah. Forever, you be my peace and I'll be your queen. We'll be happy together, yeah. Forever, we'll be happy together, yeah. Forever. Our hearts unite, dreams combine, always be together like one. You be my happiness and I'll be your queen. We'll be happy together, yeah. Forever, you be my prince and I'll be your queen. We'll be happy together, yeah. Forever, we'll be happy together, yeah. Forever, we'll never ever be apart, yeah. So that's a song line called We'll Be Happy Together. And so here we go. You know what? Positive thing I gotta say about these people that maybe you thought I'm mad about, think I'm obsessed with music perhaps, is you know what? Thank you, because you know what? If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't connect to all these other hobbies of mine in such a beautiful way that I have in the last couple of years. So really, I appreciate it, because you know, that's what the positive thing is. You know, maybe I think you shouldn't have, of course, hurt my feelings in the way that you have. Um, but you know, I'm just looking at the positive. Hey, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't connect to these silent forms of art in the last couple of years, such as water painting and um, and chess is another hobby of mine that I brought back into my life in the last couple of years, because I realized, well, I had many reasons why I completely quit chess for a while, and then I just remembered these last couple of years that at some point I did love it, but then recently I realized, well, you know what? I didn't love it as much as I thought. That's probably why I quit in the first place, and because uh, the love of winning was way more important to me when I did play chess, let's say, than the love of the actual game. So if any chess players are watching, which I highly doubt it, because I try to keep it a secret. And it was funny, coincidentally, speaking of chess, um, basically I decided during the pandemic that I'm going to revisit this beautiful game, right? And keep it a secret, not ever talk about it, maybe compete again like I used to back in my younger days, you know? And um, and so anyway, but then I changed my mind and I decided I wasn't going to, you know, which is a good thing, because for me, keeping a secret, uh, as important it is to me as a person to have a secret or two, it's like I just can't do it, I guess. I've always sort of been pretty much an open book for the most part, you know, and so yeah, it just wouldn't work. Anyway, so speaking of chess, is a beautiful game that, you know, maybe some of you are familiar with. Um, yeah, I highly doubt that there's any chess players out there watching right now, because I could have, of course, taken advantage of that and connected to some chess players and Hope that they support my music. But I didn't because of the fact that I want to kind of keep it a secret. I wanted to, but it didn't work, like I said. So yeah, I brought that back into my life in a way, but at the same time, don't want to ramble on too long about it. But pretty much, I'm just saying that I used to really be into it when I was younger, but it just made me realize that there was a reason why I ended up not playing it, and I had to figure it all out before I decided that for myself. Um, so yeah, I get too competitive basically whenever I do play it, and oh yeah, I was telling you, I was gonna say in this live stream that basically, coincidentally, a friend of mine just happened to let me know that show on Netflix was actually on at the same time when I already. So when I decided for myself to go back to it, I had no idea there was such a now famous show on Netflix that came out. I had no idea, and yeah, a friend of mine told me about it, and I was like, well, okay, this is great because probably enjoy watching that. Anyway, don't ask me what I thought about the show. I have all kinds of different opinions on it. I try to think of it in a positive way. Hopefully, if I do express my opinions on the show itself, I will tell you my positive views, not the other sides of my opinion. Because quite frankly, one thing life taught me that's I think is great is that I don't really take sides. I always have sort of pros and cons about everything, and kind of just like every movie I will watch, every show as well. So um, as great as the show might have been, I do have some critical things I could say too. So nonetheless, this old song comes to mind to continue this live stream here, and this song of mine is a so maybe you might recognize it. Did we sit next to each other and watch the symphony? It was so beautiful. You looked at me, made a compliment about the holes in my jeans. Never thought it'd be like this. Then you fell asleep and I laughed at you. We jumped out of the sea when the train came through, and I can't ever forget your eyes. I can't ever forget your smile. So please, please remind me. Please remind me of our first kiss. Please remind me. First time we hung out, it was so magical. You and I finally played melodies. Then you took me out, you showed me what you're about. You gave me a bowl full of love, yeah. I invited you to dinner, blah, blah, blah. Then we sat real close and you sang me a lullaby, yeah. Whisper, baby, I like you. You feel the same way too. I was really nervous, but I just had to tell you. Until I'm back and you know like you do. So please, please remind me. Please remind me of our first kiss. Please remind me. Please remind me. is called Please Remind Me. Ironically though, I don't want to be reminded of anything nowadays about the times when I wrote. Well, alright. To be really honest, I guess I don't mind that time of my life when I wrote the song about, but there's this time of my lifetime where quite a bit after that I probably don't want to be reminded of. I'm sure we all have those moments. So that's the most honest thing I can say about the song I just played. Alright. Now, the very song that pops into my head right now is Couple. Hope nobody gets. So, and I'm not gonna go with those two neither. I think I'll go with a more fun one here. Couldn't feel it in your touch, babe. Couldn't sense it in your kiss, oh my. I should've known 'cause I could see it in your eyes. You were missing how you're kissing me, oh, you were kissing me while missing how. One morning in the kitchen, you kissed me while making nails. Our friend Johnny was watching the whole thing. He was jealous of whatever that we had, so he said some things he should have never said. And I couldn't feel it in your touch, babe. I couldn't sense it in your kiss, oh, but I should have known 'cause I could see it in your eyes. You weren't missing how you're kissing me, oh, you were kissing me while missing how. We both went cool like that, got kisses outside your door to rain before you let me go. Oh, you walked me out and said you needed space, but you wished me good night like nothing was wrong here. I couldn't feel it in your touch, babe. I couldn't sense it in your kiss, oh, I should have known 'cause I could see it in your eyes. You weren't missing her, you're kissing me, oh, why you were kissing me while missing love. That girl, and she must have helped you for good. Why she left, oh, you never said. I could see your name on your desktop like in Screen Plus, where you could quite erase her from your head. I couldn't feel it in your touch, baby, now. I couldn't sense it in your kiss, oh, but I should have known 'cause I could see it in your eyes. You were missing who you were kissing me, oh, you were kissing me while missing love. I must have been a big power, oh, I thought the truth. so guilty of that sometimes, yeah. How could I feel it in your touch, baby? How could I sense it in your kiss? But I should have known, 'cause I could see it in your eyes. You were missing me, you were kissing me. Who are you? Kissing me, you are missing me. So that's the song of mine with a long title, but perhaps I should let you know what its title is called. You Were Missing Her While You Were Kissing Me. Coming up next, maybe I'll play another song that's more out there, more on the alternative side of things. So once again, thank you so much for joining my YouTube channel. I'm so glad you could join me for this very intimate evening here on the keys. All right. And as you all know, singers, we must stay hydrated. So I know I don't have to explain myself. You know, one of the singers that I love dearly, who I think is extremely underrated actually, is Jose Stone. If you ever look up her live videos, this girl is just incredible. And yeah, she's got a very bluesy kind of voice, very different from mine, but oh my, she's just, I mean, the entertainer that she is, she's amazing. And I mean, I think she can make anything be a part of her show that she wanted to, really. But you oftentimes see her sipping on her hot tea there, and I do that sometimes too. But most of the time, you know, I try to drink my hot drinks before I play. Um, you know, unless it's winter time and I'm playing in the cold. So most of the time I save my hot drinks for, but you know, sometimes life happens and you don't have time to have your hot beverages outside of your singing. You know, sometimes that's what you gotta do. We all gotta do what we gotta do. So, anyway, if you haven't ever heard of Jose Stone, say check her out. In fact, what's even more great about her is the fact that I've seen her during the pandemic going live on, like everybody else had done, and, you know, and she could have, I'd say probably at her point in her life, I'm sure she could have maybe taken a break, I think. Of course, you never know. You know, never know. But yeah, it's inspiring to see all artists just see everybody keep on going, you know, and keep on making music. And no matter the level or the success somebody has reached, I'm always inspired and I'm happy for those people who keep on going. You know, I think it's a beautiful thing. And I hope people remember always that we must stay inspired through each other, you know. And that's the best kind of vibe, and to have, I think, no matter what you're doing. So, but anyway, enough talking here. I'm gonna go ahead and play this next tune. Still in my head, still just in my head. Just the other day, I called the bluebells. Oh. Still in my head, still just in my head. Just the other day, I was to see you. You were saying unexpectedly. kind of song that I've written. It's called "Is It All Just in My Head?" So, but nonetheless, it's definitely, this was, I could say, what I could say about the song, it was definitely, even though it's alternative and out of the box kind of song, this was definitely a step up for me on transitioning the way that my songwriting had transitioned from my earlier days of super sad and obscure stuff that you still sometimes hear I play from time to time, like if you ever heard my song called Don't Want to Be Sad Tonight, or Just Like Him, or if you heard my song on the keys called Oblivious, for example. So I'm just listing a few tunes that are example of sort of sadder part of stuff I used to write, and obscure too, a combination. You know what I mean? That's I definitely I like to avoid. So I'll say that with a smile on my face, because is it all just in my head? Might be out there, but it's a lot more positive than some of my earliest songs. Like another one, for example, is "Goodbye to You," or um, in some way, even my ballad called "Dream of Us" maybe has a lot of positive aspects to it, but it's still on the sad side of things because it's an older ballad of mine. So that's what I gotta say about the song I just played. I'm so glad you could join me and tune in. So yeah, if you're just joining, that was a song of mine called "Is It All Just in My Head?" And yeah, um, basically I've been disconnected from the original muse for a long time of that song, and that's cool because nowadays um I just look at it from a whole different kind of perspective, and I look at the song I just played kind of more like a very abstract kind of I abstract yet sunny kind of painting in some way. So so yeah, it's since Halloween is just around the corner, and those of you who have fun dressing up for Halloween, I will say this. Personally speaking, I might treat myself to an episode of the Vampire Diaries or something. For the longest time, I tried not to actually ever like really watch it, but I knew people who were really into it, and it was such a popular show back in the day, and um, I kind of wanted to see why. I wondered. So um, so whenever I play this song now that I just played, I think of the character, the main character Bella, and her vampire Edward. Surprised to actually realize I remember their character names. Yeah, I guess I must admit, it's a good show. And anyway, there was an episode I've checked out where Bella goes crazy because Edward had left her, and of course this is all high school age kids and that show. At that time, of course, they made so many episodes, and I'm so glad. I mean, I'm happy that the show was so successful, but I'm not usually really into the darker kind of shows like that. But since it's Halloween, I'm talking about it right now, and of course, how I kind of like relating the show to the song I just played, and how when the character Bella goes crazy and does all kinds of crazy, risky things in one of the episodes. And basically, she sees Edward like everywhere when she does crazy things and risks her life. Um, yeah, pretty much. This song of mine has nothing to do with real life. So, if any of you out there are vampire fan characters and like vampire shows, I guess you would probably enjoy me speaking about this song of mine like that. So, nonetheless, I think that's all I have to say about it. Um, but even though I mentioned this sort of a more of a dark show, um, basically, the song itself is not really all that sad, Because even if you look at the show that I just mentioned, uh, even the main character, like you could tell that it was her choice. You know what I mean? Like she wanted to. She wanted to experience that pain, I guess, you know what I mean? So it's not all that dark. And as I say that, I play some minor intervals. So here we go. On a brighter topic. Let's move along in this live stream to something else. I'm going to ask one more time if anybody has any song requests. Now would be a great time to let me know, because I won't be sticking around for too much longer. I'm thinking maybe at least a couple more songs. So let's see here, and here's one of them. Thank you for the courage when your cowards go wrong. Just like last night, I need you to believe in me just the way you do. I can feel heaven when you lift me up. Thank you for having faith in me. Thank you for always loving me just the way I am. Thank you. Thank you for having faith in me. Thank you for always loving me just the way I am. Thank you. Thank you, 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 yeah. So what I get in me so much beautiful energy through my way. Ghost of fire, give me something I thought I'd never find. I got to go, it's way beyond words, and tonight I just wanna say thank you for having faith in me. Thank you for always loving me just the way I am. Thank you. Thank you for having faith in me. Thank you for always loving me for just the way I am. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You make me feel limitless, like I can go to the highest star. You make me feel like I can fly. Most importantly, you make me feel myself. Like every time I play, till feel become more alive. Thank you for having faith in me. Thank you for always loving me, just the way I am. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, oh, thank you. So that is my song called Thank You. And I am still tempted to talk about my previous song that I just played, but maybe next time I play it, I'll remember what I want to say, other things I want to say. After all, we're on the Halloween season right now, so I'm sure I'll play that song sometimes again soon. But that was the kind of state of mind I like to have nowadays, kind of a song that I just played. It's called Thank You. So check to see if there's any song requests while I decide on the next song here. So there we go. I don't see any song requests already then. There we go. So maybe I will make my last song. Maybe I'll make the last song actually my song called Balance, which is available for purchase on my Bandcamp page, and I actually haven't played it in a while. Don't tell anyone. So there we go. Of the sky, the beauty of the sky. You can truly feel only if you have the heart to let it in. Songs of the birds sing, are the voices of the angels here and there. That's all we all need, and I choose a life of peace, balance that you breathe. You and balance, 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 yeah. Balance, 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 balance. When I was younger, you and I had the jobs, somehow we didn't seem like enough. While going to college like my parents told me to do. Most people in college like the streets, but I try not to. They gotta have good friends to get me through, yeah. Balance is what we all need, and I choose all our beats. Balance that it means. Yeah, when I'm on stage, I still feel the same. Share and give what I can, and only if it comes from my heart. Balance is what we all need, yeah. Balance is different for everyone. Yeah, balance, 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 yeah. Balance, 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 balance. The world pushes you to keep on going, work until you can no more. Live out the slave ship, certainly not God, no. This balance is what we all need, and I choose our fears. Balance that it brings. Yeah, when I'm on stage, I still feel the same. Share and give what I can, and only if it comes from my heart. Balance is what we all need, yeah. And balance is different for everyone, yeah. Balance, 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 yeah. Balance, 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 balance. My song called Balance. You can find it on Bandcamp page, and you can also find Balance on my Patreon page under the audio mixes with lyrics too. I sometimes, a lot of the times, post lyrics on my Patreon page. Thank you so much to the new subscribers on my Patreon page. Thank you to the new subscribers out here on the YouTube channel. I'm so glad and happy that you could join me this evening. I can't wait to be back. So there are links down below for anybody who can tip. There is my PayPal, and there's my Venmo as well. So thank you all so very much. I hope you have a lovely, fantastic evening, and I hope to see you all soon. I think I might actually leave this one for anybody who might view this later, because I think I've only been live for about, let's see here, I guess it's been about an hour and 9 minutes I've been live. So thank you all so much. I'm gonna smell this rose to finish my set here, I think. Because you gotta stop and smell the roses. Alright. Thank you so much for the flower as well. So anyway, I can't find the button now. Bye. Cheers.